How does a 5 handicap actually play 18 holes? Today, we're at Gungahlin Lakes, one of the funnest layouts in Canberra, and, as the name suggests, there's plenty of water to be found. I'm going to talk you through every hole, what I'm thinking, the decisions I'm making, the shots I'm trying to hit, and probably a few I definitely wasn't trying to hit. Hopefully, you'll pick up a thing or two along the way. Eagle eye viewers will notice I'm playing a bit of a mix of the white and blue tees. Come at me in the comments. I'm just trying to have fun out here. All right, let's see what a 5 handicap actually looks like over 18 holes. The first is a pretty straightforward dogleg left. I just want to start a draw up the right and bring it back into the middle. It didn't draw enough. Starting more down the middle would have been better, as now I'm about 120 metres out and slightly blocked by the trees. Ideally, I want a low punch cut here. Unfortunately, it's not really a shot I have in the bag at the moment. For any punch, I've got the ball back, grip down, weight forward, and I'm trying to finish with low hands. I did absolutely nothing to make this one cut, and it draws left straight into the bunker. Anyway, bunker isn't the worst outcome. Here I've got the ball around my left heel, face open, and I'm thinking hinge and release. Any hinge I create going back, I want to release through the ball and keep releasing past it. Dan Grieve calls the finish sheathing the sword. The club ends up almost vertical. Some people hate it, but I like to plumb bob. It gives me a quick read on the overall break. Not much in this one. And it just turns away at the end. Got to watch those little sliders. Start with a bogey. The second is a classic risk-reward hole. Off the whites, it's definitely drivable, but there's plenty of trouble if you get greedy. Sensible play here is a 5-iron out to the dogleg. Took most of the trouble out of play and left myself a straightforward wedge in. But obviously, I had to have a crack with driver as well. Didn't quite get it there, it finishes short, and honestly, that would have been a pretty tricky chip. I've got a pretty stock 60-degree wedge here. I try to be aggressive, go straight at the flag and get it stopping quickly. Divot cam is live. I was disappointed to leave this short, but I'd actually forgotten there's a pretty big depression behind this pin, so aggressive at the flag wasn't necessarily the smart play. From here it's a pretty straightforward lag. Get the pace right, leave myself something stress-free. Not a bad roll, but I've left a little bit of meat on that bone. Make sure you practice these little sliders, easy-ish par. And always remember to follow the path of least resistance. Hole 3, stroke index 2 off the blues, and you've got to be pretty accurate here. There's obviously water in play, but I'm basically pretending it doesn't exist. My target is the right bunker and I'm trying to draw it back towards the middle. If I overcook the draw, left actually isn't a terrible miss. Got this one really clean. It did exactly what I wanted, and for a second, I genuinely thought it might be in. Pitch is pretty much in line with the flag, but releases up past the hole. Now I've got a tricky downhill breaking putt. These putts you have to get comfortable with because they're really easy to 3-putt if you don't trust either the pace or the break. My start line here is about 3 feet right of the hole. It feels like a lot, but you've got to be comfortable aiming well away from the cup and just trusting it. Won't deny it, for a moment there, I didn't think it was coming back. But it takes the break nicely. Very happy to walk away with a par there. Absolute cracker of a day, by the way. Canberra in winter can be absolutely freezing, but I lucked out with this one. Doesn't get much better than this. Now, beware of short par 4s. This is an absolute cracker of a hole. It suits a fade, and in classic short 4 style, there's trouble everywhere around the green with slopes and bunkers. I went sensible with 3-wood, just trying to leave myself a good number in. Thought I'd striped it too, even gave it the confident tee pickup. Unfortunately, my nice little draw hit the hard ground and just kept drawing, straight into the creek. After the drop, I wasn't too worried. I've only got about 105 to the flag, plenty of green and a backstop behind it. Then I catch a pitching wedge a touch fat and dump it in the front bunker. Now the mental game kicks in. As grumpy as you are, you've got to stick to the process. Stay relaxed and play the shot in front of you. Notice how I get my hands low here to get a high flight out of the bunker. Caught it a bit clunky and it's gone long. This chip looks pretty straightforward, just slightly downhill. I don't really take practice swings with irons, but around the green, I always have a couple to feel the ground. Then I get way too cute with it and don't even make the downslope. Now I've got a decent putt for double. You can tell I'm getting flustered because I don't even take the flag out. Miss that. And remember that downslope I mentioned? There it is. This thing just keeps going. Remember my advice about committing to the process no matter what you're scoring? Yeah, I completely ignore it. I get frustrated and just fire this one at the flag. Terrible decision. Missed this and we could be heading towards 8 or 9. After a blow-up hole, it's really important to reset. Tiger talks about giving yourself 10 steps to think about what happened, then it's done. Move on to the next shot. Hole 5 is a par 3 with a big green. Bunker left, slope right, and today the flag is tucked over on the left. After what just happened, I'm not chasing that pin. Middle of the green is absolutely fine. Got this one pretty good, although initially I thought I dumped it straight into the bunker. Turns out I got away with it. It's long, and now I've got a downhill putt back towards the hole. I'm playing this one pretty defensively. I'd rather start it a little higher and let the slope feed it down than get too aggressive and watch it run away. And always clear the debris out of your line. I've been burned too many times to skip this. Good pace, nice lag. No silly business here. Tap in par. And just like that, the triple is behind us. Hole 6, a long, narrow par 5, so accuracy off the tee is at a premium. I find the fairway bunker, but no stress. From here, the first job is simply making sure I can clear the lip. If you're ever in doubt, take the loft that guarantees you're getting out. Plant the feet, focus on ball first contact, and don't try to roast the thing. Just a nice smooth swing and get it back into play. That does the job and leaves me a wedge in. The flag's tucked, so I'm aiming just right of it rather than going straight at it. What I didn't account for enough was the slight downhill lie. That can encourage the ball to move right, and I push it a bit as well. So now we've got another long birdie putt. You'll hear me say this a million times. Practice these putts. You're not always going to hit it close, and you can't stand over a 30 or 40 footer already resigned to a 3-putt. 3 putts will happen, but you need to be confident you can roll these up into a comfortable range. So practice your lag putting religiously. Good pace here. Don't be afraid to take a second over these ones. Make sure of it for another par. Hole 7, long par 4, and this tee shot is tight. Big fairway bunkers left, trees right, so there's not a lot of room to work with. Naturally, I proceed to snap hook one into the tree short left. Now I've got an interesting one. I need to go under the overhanging branches but still carry the bunkers. I'm going ball back, grip down, shaft forward, but finish hands about my chest. Again, a punch cut would have been perfect here. Instead, the draw moves left and the trees still block me slightly. From here, I don't really want to take that far tree on, so I'm trading proximity to the flag for safety. I'll aim further right. Even if I don't get close, I should at least be on or around the green. Catch the right edge, and now I've got a long uphill putt to save par. Bit of a misread here, and probably a little too defensive with the pace, which is exactly why, alongside your lag putting, you need to absolutely drill these 4-footers, because sometimes you've just got to clean up the mess. Iceman, with the bogey save. Hole 8, long par 5, and this one's definitely not gettable in 2 for me. There's a slight kink in the dogleg guarded by fairway bunkers, and these ones aren't nearly as friendly as the bunker on 6. I was a little apprehensive about hitting driver here, and apparently for good reason. Smoked it, straight into the bunker. Look at all this space I had short. Knowing I'm not reaching into anyway, a 4-iron or hybrid for position probably makes a lot more sense. Luckily, it caught the bunker and popped out. Now I've got an awkward downhill lie. It's not sitting particularly nicely, and I've still got a fair way to go before I reach my comfortable wedge distance. I'm going to trap this one, similar idea to the recovery on the last. Nothing fancy, just trying to make solid contact and get it into position. And this is an absolute ripper. Straight into the mayor's office. Should have a decent crack at birdie from here. And I catch the wedge thin, and it spits me straight out to the back of the green. This is actually a really tricky putt. The green falls away hard after the hole, so being aggressive isn't the play. We all know what happened on 4. Notice the routine here. I've read the putt, picked my line, and once I'm over it, I don't want to start second guessing it. I take one last look at the hole for about 2 seconds, Cam Smith style, then go. That's basically my trigger. Read it, trust it, roll it. Pretty happy with the speed, left a bit of meat on the bone. But after nearly making a mess of this hole twice, I'm more than happy to take the par. Hole 9, a short par 4, and because the green runs perpendicular to the fairway, I'm going to take driver to try and give myself a wedge in and hopefully try and stop it close to the hole. There's a fairway bunker right, but my plan is to aim at it and let the draw take it completely out of play. I then proceed to block it into absolute oblivion. Straight to golf jail, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Now I've got a decision to make. I could go low, but as you probably know by now, my low shot is very capable of finding that bunker. The trees in front aren't massive, so I decide to take them on and go upstairs. Watch the finish here, hands high, trying to squeeze every possible inch of height out of it. Great success. We're on the green, but unfortunately on the bottom tier with another monster uphill putt. If you haven't noticed by now, lag putting is basically holding this entire ship together. Seriously, when this video finishes, go and practice it. And somehow, the sketchiest par of the front 9